Please, everybody, a warm welcome for Mr. Cristiangelo.
I hope you guys enjoy the music this mine, but I invited my own special guest, Mr. Kevin McDonald. Kevin has never improvised before, so please be very gentle.
Okay?
And he's fine, don't worry about him. Okay, to start us out, if you were going to get Kevin a gift for $50, what would you buy, Kevin?
Sweater.
T-shirt.
I heard sweater and kid, so I'm going to say a sweater made of a kid. Probably more than one, because they're small.
Yeah, can I help you?
I would like to return this.
What for?
Money or credit?
Got it,
Can I speak to a manager, please?
what would you like? Sure.
Hey, manager, what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? You should answer my question.
I would like to return this, please.
What for?
What is
Money or credit? Can I speak to a district manager, please?
I'm the manager of this man. And we demand to speak to the district manager. May I do the speaking for you now? Yes. What for?
This man will tell us what to bring in.
Why does he want to speak to district manager? What is this? I am my manager. This is over my head.
What's going on?
We couldn't get this to bring these stickers, right?
You have to be specific. We can't understand you! The language there is so okay?
It's all right, I'm an interpreter.
He wants to get careless right now. Is that a what for? Is that a what for? He says, I said, what for? I said, what for?
I got it. Do you want to return what?
Alright, I want to return this sweater.
What for?
Cash or credit?
Cash or credit?
Gracias, casi credito. They won't do that.
They won't do that.
Then I'm setting it on fire here. Is this item?
What's going to happen? We're going to set it on fire. There's going to be a lot of fire.
They're on board.
It's all right. We got to go. All aces are go. Don't set your hand on fire!
Oh no!
Don't set the sweater on fire if you want to return the sweater.
You can't return the sweater once you set it on fire.
No credit, no money.
No credit, none
No
bad.
credit, no money.
It's a no-go on the cash. No-go cash, no.
But I just put an open sparkler all over it.
What's happening here? What's happening here? He started the fire. He doesn't know what to do next.
Oh, you want to return sparkler? Oh, we take big sparkler.
We take sparkler.
We take the sparkler back.
Can you work with me here on the sparkler issue? What do you got? What do we got? What is happening? There's no one, it's you.
This is now covered in lighter fluid and fireworks.
There is no fire, but it is covered in lighter fluid. You are in extreme danger. Okay, I got this. Run.
What's some mess you run from?
Bees. What was that? Dragons. Bees and dragons. Thank you.
So I got good news and bad news about the cave.
Hey, what could this possibly mean?
I got good news or bad news?
We have a choice?
Yeah, that's how good news or bad news works. Pick one.
Give good news first.
Well, the good news is it seems like it's super hittable.
Am I the only one who's really concerned about the cave right now? Because you guys seem very brutish about the whole thing.
Well, there's bad news too.
What's bad news?
Well, it's filled with bees and the dragon. Sorry, I got that wrong. Dragons and a bee.
No, we may have to look for different. Oh! Listen, me and my caveman boyfriend. We fell in love with that cave.
It's a beautiful cave.
We turned this house into a home. Just like very pronounced foreigner.
We fell in love with that cave, and quite frankly, I don't think we're gonna get homeowners insurance if there's, was it multiple dragons in one bee? One bee.
One tree.
Not enough room. Sound like sitcom.
It's up to you if you guys want to live with the dragons to go fight them and take over the cave. Alright, good luck at that. I'm going to go ahead and cut us there.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh well.
make this house home.
It's okay. Okay, dragon's coming. Just don't look at it. Okay?
Let me talk to you.
I just, all right. I've read in a lot of books that you're just supposed to let it come to you, and that you let it get accustomed to you, and that. But,
I read on the walls. They are nice people.
Let's just deal with the elephant in the room.
There's elephant in the room
Wait,
too.
Tell me that was figurative, please.
Very figuratively, I'm a dragon, I talk in metaphors. Look!
Hello, dragon. My name's Tyrone.
My name's Dragon. Look. You're a biped. I'm a fictional lizard. I don't know how this is going to work.
This might sound crazy.
Go ahead.
Don't talk to the dragon like that. You're embarrassing me.
That was Tyrone's fault.
Quit doing little jokes for the dragon, okay? This is how you act around a dragon. How are we ever gonna have a baby?
Oh my God! What? I want to have baby.
I thought I've been dropping some subtle hints about it. Okay. But if we can't handle a dragon, how's going to handle a baby?
I will be more respectful.
I'm sorry to eavesdrop. It's one of the worst things about dragons. Look. Did I hear that you two are going to have a baby?
Well,
We were thinking.
eventually down the road, you know.
Wow. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Everyone knows that dragons are the best nurturers. I mean, you remember that movie, 3 Dragons and a Baby, right?
It's an American classic, of course.
Steve, Tom, get out here. Come on. They're gonna have a baby.
They're gonna have a baby!
Yes.
I'm crying.
I'm an easy cry. I know you are. But
Don't cry. You make me cry. Oh.
Don't make Tyrone cry. He won't stop.
Can I just make a recommendation as a parent? Don't eat the eggs. Rookie mistake.
Everyone knows dragons are great nurturers, but rookies and mistakes.
Listen, you know, I think you guys know a lot about nurturing, and if you could come with us to the adoption agency and kind of be our character witnesses, I think it'd really help us out. Because as I'm gonna cry.
Okay,
Freeze! Now, as you can see here in the background, there's a cutout of what many believe to be a ghost dragon. But the truth is, it's just a promotional cutout of Tom Dragon. We gotta take you back to 3 Dragons and a Baby.
So do you think you could come to the adoption agency? We'd love to. Okay, love to.
Oh, yes.
Let's go there now.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay, so I've gone over your application. Well,
I know what you're thinking.
What?
And yes, those are 3 dragons. And yes, I'm dating a caveman with a prolonged forehead. But that will not stop me from being a good father, or him, or these dragons.
Look, you know what? I be working at the adoption agency. I am not going to let 3 dragons and a caveman and a man with a stylish haircut intimidate me. Okay? I am my parents, and I have seen OP!
Very scary.
Terrifying.
That was a very scary meeting. What else is very scary?
Taxes.
Sure. What is?
Taxes.
Taxes. Taxes.
We have to get them done, all right? It's already August and we didn't do our taxes this year.
I know, I don't like to pay taxes. I believe in the tax system, but yet at the same time, I'm torn because I don't like to pay them. Let me reiterate, I love the fact that we have to pay them. I hate the fact that I have to pay them. I know you're excited by that.
Steve, you are so amazing. It's like when you talk, it's like just stuff happens.
Do we have time for sex in front of the accountant?
I don't know, he's here.
It must be my 4 o'clock.
Yes, we're your father. We're the Stevensons. Yes.
Stephen, Sally, Stevenson.
Yes.
Please, have a seat.
Thank you very much.
Just for the record, hyphenate my name. Sally Stevenson.
Sally and, I'm sorry, Steve and Sally Stevenson.
Close enough.
So, I had a chance to go over your files earlier.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for doing
Oh,
pre-work.
that's nice, okay.
Thank you for doing pre-work.
No,
May we
no,
have
no,
sex
no,
in
no,
5
no.
minutes?
You know what? Go ahead. Okay.
Look, I wore my Underwoman underoos for you.
Just in case I know.
It's my first day.
I'm almost there.
Catch it 5 minutes later.
All right, there, right there.
Do you need more time?
I think 3, 2, 1, we're done.
So I took those 5 minutes to go over more of your paperwork.
You're a genius.
I am. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to use the bathroom. I have to take out the Today sponge. I saved 1,500 of them from 1990.
Will you get the tomorrow sponge ready? I had yesterday's sponge.
Throw that away.
Thank you very much. You are a workaholic.
You're in my office. Now, Kayla here is my intern.
Hi.
Hello.
She's not good with numbers or math or taxes or being a
Before
person.
we go on, just a hint, we believe in threesomes.
Is that part of the job?
I'll give you 5 minutes.
Yep. No.
Catch it 5 minutes later.
That's it.
During that time, I was able to go over more of your paperwork.
Well, I have to go take out yesterday's mouth guard.
What did you find, doctor? May I call you doctor? I like to call you that.
Please, go ahead.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, so my findings are that you have paid taxes in the last 7
Dr. Ferguson,
Yes.
I have cleared out the trash. Oh, I'm very sorry, ladies.
Holds the everything! What is your job, sir?
Oh, I clean, I do things. I'm a good guy.
Yeah, no, your job is sex taker. Come here! I love doing taxes!
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah, no, I finished. It's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to go in the back and take something out.
So I took those 5 5 minutes to go over your paperwork.
Oh my goodness, I didn't notice these two people.
Sorry, me and my caveman boyfriend have been trying to find the adoption agent.
Oh, 5 minutes is a long time.
Five minutes is a long time. What's something that you couldn't do for 5 minutes?
Provide water.
Work out at the gym, I believe I heard.
What's someplace else you would spend 5 minutes?
Waffle shop.
A waffle shop.
A table for one right this way?
Yes, I would like a table for one, I'm all up.
Here you go.
You're very perceptive. Yes, I was just recently divorced. Yes, you're right. I can see it in your eyes. She loved waffles, so I'm here to have a waffle. Remember me.
We saw it in the paper.
Yes, the divorce
The divorce guy.
Divorce guy.
Hi.
I'm the divorce guy.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Shannon about waffles.
I'm Janice. I don't know what it is.
Well, I definitely will go to waffles, whatever we'll see.
Do you want whatever in the kitchen or whatever?
There's some water. I'll start with water.
I will start with water. She used to have water all the time.
It's okay. It's something else. It's not water. Jesus Christ.
Juice? Orange juice?
Oh, it's okay.
You know what? She never ever poured salt down her throat. May I have some salt?
I think that's so brave of you. Just move on and look for new experiences. Why do we to celebrate you know?
Yeah, I'm here to celebrate me.
Celebrate you.
That's why I'm in a Waffle House.
That's
Celebrate
the
me.
word. That's what we do.
That's what waffles are about.
And that's what I've always
The celebration of oneself.
I'm gonna get you a waffle. I'm sorry.
Oh, God, another one.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Shh. There you go. There you go. It's okay.
Maybe we could interest you in a bit of
Toast.
Let's start with toast. Let's start with toast and see what happens.
Okay.
It is my wish to work myself to waffles because I love waffles because I've been in a Waffle House. I met her in a Waffle House and we fell in love while eating waffles. I really have blueberry maple syrup. I proposed to her on our third trip to our Waffle House.
Don't put it through again.
I need a fucking toast. And I don't want to ruin waffles because this witch left me.
She left you.
She left me. I want her to go back to loving waffles. I don't want her to ruin waffles for me or blue toast. 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 I need the fucking toast. I'm a man who doesn't eat waffles, he has toast and jelly packets. I'm creating my own life. I have my own likes. I'm my own separate person. I'm not half of a waffle here.
No, God, it's all about you.
I have my own life. It is all about me. Right now, the world revolves around me.
Oh, yeah, look at us. We're moons.
You're moon.
Right this way, table for one.
Oh.
You whore!
Daniela?
Those are very similar names.
That makes sense. You look familiar down there. Oh, good joke, Daniela. And you look superior from up there. That's not legally a joke, but I need all the malachite and mustard.
Ooh, what a good waffle that was already sitting at this
I was
table.
just
Waffles without crying.
I call ahead.
leave waffles out. They
Cry.
I'm not going to cry for you anymore, Daniel.
Cry and we'll marry again. Cry. Cry and we'll marry again. Cry. I want to see a tear. I want to see a tear.
Yeah.
One tear and I give you a ring. I have a ring. I bought 7 rings just in case this happens. Okay. Cry, ring, cry, ring, cry, ring, cry, ring.
Yeah!
Will you marry me?
Hey!
And do you, Daniel Danielson.
Simply hyphenated.
And Daniela Danielson. Take each other to be your lawfully wedded husband and wife.
Yes, Father Tax Accountant.
Deal, doctor.
I'll give you 5 minutes.
Waffles are good. What's your favorite food?
Kimchi.
I heard tacos. Tacos. Thank you. The other half only knew, you know?
Tell me about it. Okay, well, if you guys are ready, the second grade class is here with your field trip.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's just get them in here. Kids, come on back here. This is...
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Stop it.
Okay, so guys, this is the back of El Taco Grande Large. So, dig in and with your knowledge.
Okay, I'll just help, I guess.
Okay.
You know what this is? This is a sour cream gun, all right? A lot of authority, a lot of power comes into this, okay? Hey, that's Brad. Here, have it.
Now, normally they would be standing, but because Jerry here is in a wheelchair, we didn't want anyone to feel weird.
Why is Jerry in a wheelchair?
It's a long story.
Sorry, don't skip out anything.
He's never actually told the story.
Can you tell us a story?
It all started 10 years ago, before the accident.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah. I was riding the rails. Mind if I hop aboard?
Hurry up, son!
Oh, right. It's starting to go pretty fast.
I'm out there.
I'm trying. I'll see if I can catch a ride on there with my throat.
And that's it.
No.
Oh,
I caught the rails with my throat. No problem. That train was going to the circus.
What happened there?
I'll show you.
Wow, the circus. This is amazing.
Look at you, youngster. You look like you've never seen anything like it before.
Oh, I've seen nothing like this.
You never seen a trapeze artist? You never seen a woman juggle flaming things while she has a beard on her face? You never seen
Say, can't catch!
I tried. Did you just catch that with your throat muscles?
Sure did.
Was he good?
I think this kid's gonna have a long, comfortable life.
Hey, you thrower. Go ahead, give it a shot.
Well, this is unorthodox.
Sorry, the wheels are slippery.
So was it the knife?
Oh, no, I caught that just fine. But the circus traveled to Afghanistan.
What happened there?
Well,
Hi, welcome to Afghanistan.
Salute!
Teacher Lay, everybody gets laid in Afghanistan.
Oh my God, it's just what they say. Ow, it itches. Oh God.
oh, you must be allergic.
Yeah, I'm having a weird allergic reaction to this leg.
Weird.
Yeah, I know. I sure hope I don't get shot in the throat.
T-shirt cannon! No!
It was comforting, the t-shirt hitting me in the throat.
So that counteracted everything from the leg?
Yes, yes, which was good, because then the next thing you know, we shift off.
You shift off?
No, shift off.
There's been an awful lot of foreshadowing. I was wondering.
We love hearing your life
We did say 10 years
stories.
ago, yeah. It's true.
Well, yeah, this is my wife. This isn't a foreshadow murder, anyway.
What happened on this ship?
Well, the ship was headed for parts unknown.
Captain, yes, we've reached parts unknown.
Finally. I like it volunteering to go out there. It looks pretty dangerous. Oh, I'll do it. I'm just a castaway. Are you sure? It looks pretty dangerous.
What, that island of spikes round about this hall?
Yes.
All right.
I'll give it a shot, I guess. All
Be
right.
careful though. The neck spiders are out there.
I can do it.
The trick is to run throat first.
I'm your man. I'm sure this will go perfectly fine with no problems at all.
Good luck.
Bye. Well, it was a lovely place.
Oh, come on!
What's a neck spider?
I'm glad you asked. Because I made one of them my bride.
Hi. Wow, that's weird. Me on Throat Spike Island, and I run into a neck spider, and oh gosh darn it, she's the cutest neck spider I've ever seen.
I'm a neck spider too.
Shut up, Doris!
Fuck you, lady!
Sorry, I didn't mean to cause problems for your best friend there.
That's okay, she's a bitch.
Anyway,
You know, I'm trying to get out of here.
trying to get off the island?
Yeah, I'd love to, but there's all these spikes, you see. I think I'm gonna have a big come here and show you.
Well, come on.
All right,
I'll take you out of here.
let's go.
It's weird you're a spider with 4 arms.
There's just a tremendous amount of preamble to you actually getting hurt.
Yeah, we gotta teach the kids.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to add pressure, but it's like 7 p.m. and these kids should be at home.
Sure, no problem. And then I started smoking.
we'll end the show with some questions and answers. If anyone has any questions about the kids in the hall or anything at all, I will answer them. Does anyone have, it'd be very embarrassing if nobody asked me questions.
Did you do voiceover time?
Oh my God, I've been asked what cartoons, I've done too many to mention, but of course Lilo and Stitch, Invader Zim, The Angry Beaver. Oh, it's for the child. I've done Cat Scratch, which I think is a good one. You should see that one, Cat Scratch. I just did Fish Hooks, which is like a fish school. I played Dr. Frog, so that's good. And lots of others. I was in Scooby-Doo for a few years. Who cares? Any other questions? Thank you very much. Yes!
I really appreciated your story on how you met Dave Foley, if you could express that to everyone else.
Oh, thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Workshop Jeff. You told the story earlier. I met Dave Foley. I was 19. I'll make the story longer by saying that. I'll make the story even longer. When I was a teenager, I got the sense that I was funny, but I also liked acting, and I didn't know what to do, and I knew that I wasn't really a stand-up. I knew that I was only like funny in an acting sense. Like someone would say something and I would have comedy timing, and I would say something sort of funny back, but I couldn't think of jokes. So there was nothing like that I thought. I didn't know about Second City workshops. Even though I was in Toronto and they had some, I was ignorant. I lived in the suburbs. I knew nothing, so I went to college for acting. Humber College for acting. If you were in Toronto, you'd all be laughing. Humber College. It was a 3-year program, but I was kicked out after 3 months. It was actually a week after John Lennon died. Sorry, John, a little dark. And I remember the dean of the college, of the theater arts program, he brought me into his office. I didn't know why. I thought he was going to compliment me on something. He said that I was a one-legged actor, that I was good at comedy, but I was good at nothing else, which I think is sort of wrong. I think another teacher sort of, who cares? He said I was a one-legged actor, but the ironic thing was that he was actually a one-legged actor. A lighting grid had fallen on his leg during a production of Pippin a few years earlier, and that's why he was like working in a college. So he was limping around me, telling me that I was a one-legged actor. And so what happened is I said goodbye to everybody, and I left the college and I was walking to the bus stop to go to my suburbs to tell my mother the horrible news. And then a teacher, my improv teacher, ran after me, and he said, "Kevin, do not give up. You're kind of special when you do improv and comedy, and I don't know if you know this, but there's Second City workshops." And then he gave me the phone number of Second City in my hand. And here's an interesting thing that I never told anyone. That teacher's name was William Davis, who was also an actor, and years later he became famous as the Smoking Man, the X-Files. Oh. He was smoking. And so I started Second City, and then in my first workshop, my first workshop with Dave, I've been there for a bit. It was Dave's first workshop. We were both teenagers, and then the teacher started the class by, I didn't know him. I had no idea who he was. We were the only teenagers. I knew that, and we were split in groups of 2. Thank you very much. Thank you. My dry sounding. Thank you. My lips are licking. And so we were in groups of 2. Thank you for the water. And then Dave and I, just by chance, were assigned together. And what everybody in the class did was the mirror exercise, where you stand up and you do you mirror each other's movements. But I never talked to him. But we had this chemistry right away, and we were doing weird things, weird kind of funny things, and we got in the fetal position, and then we both crawled outside of the club. The teacher was really angry. Right away, the teacher was angry at us, which, as I said earlier, set the tone for how superiors always felt about the kids in the hall when we first started. He was like furious. He split us up, and then, it was like meeting a woman you like right away. It was like a special chemistry, and I was like tingling. And right away, I knew I could read his mind. And then we were split into 3. At the end of the class, we split into 3 groups. And I wasn't in Dave's group, but he did an improv that he was brilliant in it. I still remember it to this day. And then I did an improv that I was kind of funny in. And then when the class was over, I didn't know his name, But I walked over to him and said, "Do you want to join my comedy troupe?" I didn't have a comedy troupe. And he said yes. I learned his name years later. But that night, I called my friend Lou Chandler Casbarian and said, "Look, I met a guy that's perfect. You and I are funny. We got to start a comedy troupe so you can join." And that was the original incarnation of the Kids in the Hall. And that's the answer to that question. Yeah! Well, we're still together. Oh, we're still together. We're doing a stage tour right now. Well, we did 8 cities. The last city we did was actually Detroit. But we, oh, a TV series. Well, I don't think we can do a full-time series because we're busy as individuals. But we are, hopefully, when we get back together to finish the tour, the hope is that we'll write another mini-series. We did a mini-series a few years ago called Death Comes to Town. But like a regular TV series, I don't think we'll ever do that. I would also like to do another movie. Instead of a mini-series, Dave and I are voting to do a movie, but we seem to be outvoted for mini-series.
You guys all play still fun?
Oh yeah, we're still together. As I say, we'll be together until one of us dies, probably Dave. Any more questions? Be 3 questions to be fair. Oh yes.
Hi. Last year you shared a story where you lived with Scott Thompson for a while.
Yes.
Did you care to share a story tonight?
Another story?
Or the same one. It was great.
I can tell another story. About Scott Thompson and I. There's so many.
This one involved a fire.
Yes, the masturbation fire. Yes. But everybody's heard that story, right? No. All right. Well, the Kids in the Hall. We were like almost 35 years ago. We were discovered by a lovely, lovely lady named Lauren Michaels. Liked us and thought we could do a TV show. So he talked to HBO and he got us a deal to do a pilot, to write and film a pilot for HBO. We were just like a bunch of Toronto guys. I was like a movie usher. It was like amazing. But because Lauren lived in New York doing Saturday Night Live, he wanted us to come to New York. And the HBO executives were there. We'd write our pilot in his Broadway video office, and we would perform at night. He thought New York audiences were tougher than Toronto audiences, which turned out to be true. So we did that. Oh, here's the thing I never thought of before. I haven't thought of this for like 30 years, 25 years. This is not funny, but I just thought it was something to say. He put us in a little office, but we had to share, when we were writing the pilot in New York, we shared the office with 2 guys in the IRS and were auditing him. You never put up with the auditors, you know. And every now and then we thought of something funny. Way in the back, we'd hear the little auditors giggle. Anyway, HBO was going to pay for all our apartments in Midtown Manhattan, but this is HBO pre-Sopranos, in the city, before they were the shit. They had no money, so they only had money to pay for 4 of our apartments. I can't tell the story with children here. I'm very sorry I'm telling the story with children here. Scarred for life. All right. So they only had enough money for 4 apartments. So it was decided that 2 of us had to live together. Scott and I are the weakest kids in the hall. So after the fight, it was decided that Scott and I would live together. As I say, living with Scott Thompson was a glorious adventure. Like the time we had the masturbation fire. I'm so sorry. I warned you. But it's true. Scott had a mess. Well, I came in the apartment one day and I saw a raging fire in the kitchen and a naked Scott trying to put it out with a small pot of water. What happened? This is true. He said, I was masturbating. 20 minutes earlier, Scott was in the kitchen fully clothed, boiling water for eggs. This of course made in the morning. So he went to the bedroom to masturbate. It took longer than he thought it would take. I guess it's hard to come when you're thinking of making egg-shaped men. I'm so sorry. The water boiled over and we had a masturbation fire in our hands. Oh, yes, I was on Seinfeld. I played the character of Denim Best. I was very lucky to be on that. I auditioned for that, and I got it, which was nice, because like he was in the room. He does everything. Larry David was gone at that point, so he did everything. Like he was a star. He was when he was sort of telling the director what to do. He was sort of directing, and then he went to when the rehearsals were over for the day. He was like in the writers' room. So like he did everything. It was very impressive. He was very nice. But at that point, Dave Foley was in news radio, and he was the most famous kid in the hall. So all week, Jerry Seinfeld kept calling me Dave. And that episode, for some reason, wasn't filmed in front of a live audience. It was all taped. And there was a scene I had with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who was like seemed like to be the nicest person in the world, and like it's really true. And she kept laughing. They kept yelling cut. She kept laughing at what I was doing, which was like really nice. And there was a scene on the fake New York street where I was supposed to say a line. The way it was written, it wasn't my line, of course, and the writers wrote it, and Jerry Seinfeld didn't like it. And so him and the two guys who wrote the script that day, Dave Mandel, who's a big writer now, and someone else, I forget his name, I'm sorry. But they were there, and so they started coming up with different jokes. Jerry Seinfeld came up with one, Dave Mandel came up with one, another guy came up with one. Now I had just finished doing the Kids in the Hall, and so I flashback. That's what we would do on the set. We come up with jokes. So without thinking about my place, I suggested a joke. And as soon as I said a joke, everyone in the set got really quiet. Lightning went in the sky. And Jerry Seinfeld turned around to me and said, "No, you don't." I realized it was it's not my place to say that joke. If someone said that the Kids in the Hall, Bruce McCullough would have picked up the crowds probably. So, and that's but it was a great experience. He was very nice. I did step out of a line there, and I apologize, Jerry Seinfeld, wherever you are, even though you think I'm Dave.
I'd like to know if you have a favorite character that you performed in. Why? What's your favorite character?
Yes, I do have a favorite character. It was Dean, the King of Empty Promises. He was the guy that said "will do" and slipped my mind. The Kids in the Hall wrote their stuff, but we had a friend who used to be a kid in the hall before we quit. Before he quit, he quit, then we got the TV show. And when some of us got tired, not me, tired of writing, we hired him. So Norm Hiscock's his name, and he and I became like a writing team. I think we wrote some, for sure, some of the best things that I was in. And one day I came to the office, and I said, "Norm, what do you want to write today?" And he said, "Why don't we write a sketch about that horrible thing that you do to people?" What horrible thing do I do to people? Well, you always promise people things that you never come through and do it. Which is true. My only thing is I swear to God, I'm a child and alcoholic and I want to please people, then I never come through. I swear. But because sketch comedy is God, I said, "Oh yeah, that sounds good." So I should go to therapy and said we'll write a sketch about it. We sat down and we wrote the sketch sort of the way it is verbatim, like in 20 minutes. And we were very happy with it, but I never sort of played characters. And I thought it seemed like I couldn't just play myself in a sketch. Maybe because I didn't want to be, because I admitted to myself that I was really like this. So I said to Norm, "Why don't we try reading it now, and I'll play like Paul Bellini." Paul Bellini, if you Kids in the Hall fans should know, he's the guy in the towel that we poke with a stick. He was also Scott Thompson's writing partner. They were like friends like for years. I remember, Bellini has a definite way to talk. For example, Scott and Paul would be writing in their cubicle, and there'd be lots of marijuana smoke. And you'd hear Scott come up with a joke, and Bellini was a better typist would be at the computer, and Scott would come up with a joke, and you'd hear Bellini go, "No, Thompson, I'm not going to write that." It's shit. And I thought that was such an interesting way of speaking. Why don't I try that? And then we did that, and it seemed perfect. It made me seem evil and boring at the same time. And Bellini's not evil; he's just boring. So that's the way we did it, and that's the Game Empty Promises. I'm sorry. You were going to say something, but you're talking to the waitress now. I'm so sorry. So we'll get back to you. One more
I have
question.
a question.
Yes, and then I'll let you go. Another question or two, then I'll let you go home. I swear to God.
So I really always loved your theme song music and the Shadowy Man and the Shadowy Planet.
Yes.
Did you know them? How did you choose that?
Yes.
Force it on you?
Yes. Yes.
Please tell me that story.
I will tell you that story. The Shadowy Men from the Shadowy Planet did our theme song. They were, well, one guy was from Toronto, but two guys were from Calgary, and were the same age as Bruce McCullough, and they all went to high school together. They were best friends.
Oh, awesome.
And they were in rock band. They were in one rock band in Calgary. They were sort of making it big in the early '80s called Crash Kills 5, and they had a singer at that point. But Bruce said, one night drunk in a bar, 17-year-old Bruce said, you know, if I ever get a TV show, you guys are going to write the theme song. He said that!
Yeah.
And then Bruce's trip with Mark McKinney and Norman Hiscock and some other great comedians, they were the biggest thing in Calgary, but it was Calgary, so they moved to Toronto, and there was a great exodus that year. Musicians left, and so did the Shadowy Men. Then they met another guy who became the drummer, and then became the Shadowy Men. And then Bruce said, you know, if we ever get a TV show, they're going to do our theme song. We loved them. It made perfect sense. They didn't sing. They did sort of a surf spy kind of music, James Bond spy surf kind of music, but rock and roll. And it had a wit to it, even though it had no words. So we thought that was perfect. Now, when we hired them to not only do our theme song, to do all the music for the show, which they did, we wanted one of the theme songs. They offered us 2 songs for the theme song. One was the one you know now, Having an Average Weekend, and the other one was, does anyone ever heard of this great humorist called Bennett Cerf? One person.
Yeah.
One person? No, one person. Bennett Cerf was he was on talk shows a lot. He was a famous humorist kind of guy. And they had a song called Bennett Cerf, only they spelled it S-U-R-F. And because it was like a surf music song. So they gave us Having an Average Weekend, which is our theme song, and Bennett Cerf. And the kids in the hall voted, and it was 4-1 for Having an Average Weekend, and I was the only guy who voted for Bennett Cerf. One last question, then we'll send you home. Yes?
Can you go into more detail about moving from troupe to TV show? Like, was it just a call for Norm Michaels and that was it? Or
Okay, I'll go into detail. This is a good way to answer the question. It won't be a funny answer, but all right. The kids in the hall, there were a lot of kids in the hall in the early 80s. As I said in the workshop today, there were like 13 of us at certain points. But people kept quitting the troupe because they kept getting hired to be writers and actors on TV shows in Toronto that never ended up happening. But it seemed like a great thing. They were getting jobs. So the kids in the hall sort of became like 5 losers who couldn't get work. And the thing I always say is that we're not the 5 funniest of the 13. Gary Campbell, perhaps, was the funniest guy. I always thought he was the guy that's going to make it really, really big as a performer. Frank McKeegan was a genius. He was sort of like Andy Kaufman. Luciano Casimiri was brilliant. He just suffered from stage fright. But we never clicked. There was the 5 of us because for some reason that was the chemistry that worked. I can't explain it. We're not the 5 funniest. We were just it was the chemistry that worked. So in the fall of '84, we started doing. We got a theater, a small theater called it was like a restaurant, a club with a small. It was a rock and roll place, and they had a stage in the back. So every Monday night we talked to the owners, Andre and David, into letting us do a sketch comedy show. We did a different show of completely different sketches every Monday. And through the fall, September, October, November, December, we only like 12 people showed up every week. And then, well, but by the December it started like building. And then in January, this amazing thing happened, though it was horrible. The day of the Monday show, well, first of all, it was the famous Air India crash where hundreds of people died happened. So there was a feeling of gloom and despair and weakness like all over the world. And then in Toronto, we had a very rare blizzard that shut the city down. No buses, no streetcars, no buses. So we figured, no subways, I mean, so we figured that, oh, nobody will come, and we'll go see a movie. And that was the first night that not only did it sell out, but there was a line around the block. And it became like standing room only. We forced people in, we had to turn people away. And it was like that for the next few months until the summer. We were starting to come to this cult thing in Toronto. And then Mark McKinney, in the summer of '85, said, you know, we do a different show of sketches every week. Some sketches are so great. Why don't we rent the theater out and do a Best of the Kids in the Hall? So we rented this theater out, the Paragon Theater. We did the Best of the Kids in the Hall with all these sketches. And we did it for a week, and we became this big Toronto thing for a week. We got Much Music, which is our MTV, I guess you know that because you Detroit. And they interviewed us every week. We were on like big TV news shows in Canada. We got this amazing review from a very famous journalist, the Globe and Mail in Canada, and we were turning people away at this big theater. And then the amazing thing that happened during this week, Lord Michaels, he had taken 5 years off of Saturday Night Live, and then he announced that he was coming back, and then he was sending talent scouts to different comedy cities. Boston, Chicago, New York, San Francisco, and Toronto, which wasn't really a comedy city back then, but Lord Michaels was from there, so he called it a comedy city. And he sent a talent scout there, and on our very last show, the scout came, he was like 5 minutes late, he missed the first half of the first sketch. He came to our show. He loved it so much that the next morning, I had to call the movie theater where I was working and saying, I can't come to work today. The biggest agent in Canada wants us to meet in our office, sign us, then we have a conference call with Lorne Michaels. And that's sort of how it all began. Wow. One day I did a very drunk dad, very beat us as a kid. Another thing about comedy. And then, flash forward to the Kids in the Hall show. I think it was the second season. One day I came to the office and I met David Norm. Norm was our writing partner, Dave Foley. And we had no ideas to write sketches. So I started telling stories about my drunk dad. To me, they were very sad stories. Like the one, this is true, my dad actually said this, where I came in the house one day when I was like a teenager, and my dad said, hey, he was very drunk, hey kid, how many girls called you today?
Oh no!
0. How many girls called you yesterday? 0. You know what 0 times 0 equals, don't you? Fag! 0 times 0 is equals fag, and I love mathematicians. So I was telling David Norm these stories, and those bastards were laughing. And then Dave said the horrible thing you hear in sketch offices all the time. Hey, maybe that could be a sketch. Really? And so we wrote a sketch against my better judgment called Daddy Drank. Where I just talk about the stories and you cut to Dave playing my dad to like acting him out. And I remember we taped in front of a live audience, and right before that sketch, I remember going crazy with nerves. Oh my God, 2 things. I'm going to tell the audience the truth about my childhood, and B, they're not going to laugh. They're all going to be sad. It's the saddest thing ever. And then I went in front of the audience to the scene, and those bastards laughed.